gonna unbox the iPhone 16 Pro Max to find out the answers to these questions. How many cameras does 4K 120p work with? How much better is the new 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera, especially for macro photography? And how well does camera control work with one of these original MagSafe cases by Apple? So I'm actually gonna start off by unboxing the MagSafe case. One pull tab. I've had quite a bit of trouble because I just trimmed my nails with the pull tabs on the iPhone 16, so I'm hoping for a better success rate with the pull tabs here on the 16 Pro Max. And this here is the black silicone case with MagSafe, and right over here you can see there is that sapphire. I'm actually finding a noun for it, but it's a sapphire surface for operating the camera control. It does feel very nice and smooth. Not too sure if you can see on the inside of this, but I was really curious what the conductive layer looks like. It looks kind of rubbery here, but this here is supposed to relay all the finger movements onto the actual camera control on the phone. So let's get the phone out of the box. This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max in natural titanium, one of my absolute favorite colors this season. It was the color for the iPhone 15 Pros and Pro Maxes, and I'm so glad that now it's still on the 16. So 2 pull tabs, very, very nice. And so when we unboxed the 16, it was the back of the phone looking up at us. I'm assuming because the box has this, the screen facing us, we're gonna see the screen. I was wrong. It's still looking back up at us. I would have lost a bet there. So glad I didn't bet on that. And look at that beautiful natural titanium. Hello. And fresh screen. Let's power this on. Same case for the iPhone 16. We no longer have that little booklet sleeve with the stickers and all inside, but we do get a nice braided cable. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up and start testing. I did a finger snap for the 16. I'll do 2 fingers for this one. All right, so first thing we are most excited to see is one of the features we're all most excited about on the iPhone 16 Pro Maxes, and that is 4K 120p in Dolby Vision. I believe we'll find it over in slow-mo, so it's HD, 4K 120. Glad to see it's in slow-mo, but it's supposed to also be available in normal video mode. So here, I'm going to go up to 4K, 30, 60, and 120p. Now, I was curious whether or not this would be available with the 2x camera as well. That seems yes. And I'm about to find out whether I can jump between 1x or 2x as I'm recording. So I'll just record a test clip. And I actually can go between 1x and 2x, and I can pause video recording as well. I think that's very helpful if you happen to be recording in 4K 120p. But that was not the most exciting 4K 120, so for that, I'm going to need my cat, wherever he is. Be right back with the cat. Pretty sure he feels a bit interrupted right now, but I'll make it up to him because somewhere here I have a treat. He's very happy to see that. While looking for my cat, 4K 120p is available on the main Fusion camera, so I wasn't expecting to see it on the 0.5x ultra-wide, nor the 5x telephoto lens. However, oh, cat fur everywhere over a freshly unboxed iPhone. That's okay, it's a rite of passage. I was wondering if it would be available in both 1x and 2x, and it would appear that the answer to that is yes. So I'm gonna tear this treat open. That's it. One thing I'm particularly impressed by is I'm able to screen record while doing 4K 120p. A18 Pro for you. Thank you, Latte. There's a lot of cat fur. Okay, now that the new iPhone 16 Pro Max smells a bit like chicken and tuna, here's the footage. If I play this back in real time, that's really real time looking. I'm trying to figure out how I can change the playback speed. Oh, there it is. I bet that is 120 FPS, and we can go, yes, Latte, we can go all the way down to 24 frames per second. Wow, there we go. And I like how the little zoom in works as well. Latte's really impressed. He's just right out of frame down here, but let me have Latte look at this footage with us. That's you eating the really good snack. Okay, so that was 4K 120p. It works in both slow motion and standard video mode, and you do get complete freedom between the 1x and 2x camera while you're doing that. Now, another thing that we wanted to try that's camera related is the ultra-wide camera. It's perhaps another one of the biggest upgrades from the 15 Pro Max, because this was a ultra-wide camera capable of macro but at 12 megapixels. This is now 48 megapixels. So now that Latte's had his treat, I'm going to bring up mine. This is the most perfect bomboloni that's now going to be ingested with a bit of cat fur. But there is some really beautiful cinnamon sugar crystals here, really beautiful and really tasty. I'm going to take a macro photo of it with the ultra-wide camera on both these phones. So I'm actually using Halide instead of the stock camera app because Halide lets me override the focus manually, so I can go all the way to the minimum possible distance which I can focus at. Oh, that looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to take a Pro Raw image on both. So that was a 12 megapixel Pro Raw on the 15 Pro Max. And now I'm just going to do the exact same on the 16 Pro Max. There we go. So here's a 12 megapixel and here's a 48 megapixel. That does look incredibly detailed on the 48 megapixel. It could definitely zoom in a lot more while retaining all that detail. This is something I'm really excited about because I do use the macro function quite occasionally, and especially when you use it with the 1x camera, it does crop in from the 0.5 camera to give you that 1x field of view. So back then we were cropping in from a 12 megapixel frame, but now we're doing the same, but with a 48 megapixel frame. Much less detail we're losing out on there. And finally, I'm going to put this case on because I'm going to experience camera control with a case. One press on the camera control should bring up the camera app. Right there, that felt very similar to how the camera control feels like without a case on it. And if I give it that gentle light press, there we go. I have my camera control up and it's actually incredibly seamless. It does feel slightly different. It's supposed to be the same sapphire glass, but I'm actually going to go ahead and say the one on the case feels a bit, I'm not too sure how to put it, a bit more rubbery. It is slightly more recessed feeling on the case because on the iPhone, despite it looking recessed, it's actually quite flush against the edges of the phone. So this just kind of sinks in ever so slightly, but in terms of usability, I'd say it is as well as not having a case on it at all. And one more neat thing about the camera control is if I hold it down, it records a quick take video for me now. And I'm just looking off to my monitor here. I'm seeing it's doing a 16:9 recording. Previously, quick take videos were always in 3:2, but now it's doing this in Dolby Vision 4K 60p. Pretty awesome. Of course, these few things, bomboloni not included unfortunately, are far from all there is to the very best iPhone Apple has to offer, so stay tuned for more in-depth videos about the new iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16s.